Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Before we get into this one, if you could just hit that big red button down below, that would massively help me out. And also check out the links in the description, the prints on Etsy made by yours truly. The Leeds Creator Cup is down in there as well, and of course back for merch as well. So go and check the links out in the description. All the information is down there. But yeah, this time we're going to be talking about a striker that we've been linked with, Rodrigo Muniz. Now, Rodrigo Muniz is currently at Fulham. He only scored 8 goals this season and 1 assist in 31 appearances, but he didn't start a lot of those games and is somebody who Leeds have been looking at as a potential rival to go alongside Joel Piroe. And I think he's somebody who would really kind of elevate Leeds to that next level in terms of having a strike partnership or a striker kind of competition. He came through the ranks at Flamengo, or actually Corriba, then went to Flamengo, then went to Fulham, got loaned out, I think, to Middlesbrough, and then came back to Fulham again, and is somebody who has scored a decent amount of goals this season. 8 goals in the league, 3 goals in the FA Cup, and 1 assist in each. And he's somebody who would add a little bit of a different element to Leeds' attack. Now, when we look at his statistics, because like I said, he came off the bench a lot of the time, he's actually got 0.75 goals per 90, non-penalty goals per 90, which puts him in the 95th percentile of strikers in the top 5 leagues. So he's really efficient with the time that he's had on the pitch. Takes a lot of shots as well, which is what we like to see, people actually taking a shot at goal whenever you get a chance, because in the Premier League, you don't get chances that often. So Rodrigo Muniz has taken a 3.64 shots per 90, putting him in the 91st percentile in Europe. Not got many assists, but then that's not exactly everything you're asking for from your striker, is it? Progressive passes, though, 2.52 per 90 puts him in the 82nd percentile. And his touches in the attacking penalty area at 5.13 puts him in the 67th percentile. So he is somebody who has been compared to Beto at Everton, which you can see the kind of striker that we're going for. Also, Alexander Sørloth at Atletico Madrid, Johan Visser at Brentford. These are kind of some of the players to compare to. Raúl Jiménez at Fulham as well, of course, and Erling Haaland at Manchester City as well in terms of his efficiency. This is on the statistics website. It compares the statistics and shows you similar players. So he's 24 years old, and he's valued at around 20 million euros. So Leeds might have to pay a little bit to get him out of Fulham. Now, apparently, there has been some reports that Fulham are wanting to keep him, and they are wanting to build a team around him. But given the kind of time that he got on the pitch this season just gone, he might see that Leeds is a better opportunity for him to get more game time. And people might say, oh yeah, we're a bit delusional here, we won't be able to get him out of Fulham. But this is the link, so I'm just telling you about the player. So, Rodrigo Muniz then, right-footed forward, like I said, 24 years old and rumoured to be around 20 million euros, although Fulham will be asking for a lot more than that, I imagine. An interesting thing about Rodrigo Muniz is that he tracks back a lot. Tackles per 90, 0.93, puts him in the 78th percentile. Interceptions, 0.47, puts him in the 97th percentile. Blocks, 0.84, puts him in the 86th percentile. Clearances, 1.31, puts him in the 92nd percentile. And aerials one, which is an interesting one, because Leeds, a lot of the time, and Leeds fans have said, can this guy win a header? Can this guy score from a corner? Well, this guy can. Aerials won 6.26 per 90, putting him in the 98th percentile. So when you are knocking a ball forward to him, he might actually be able to do something with it. He's somebody who I do think is, he's not that tall. He's 178 centimetres, which if I'm right is about 5'10". And the fact that he's won that many means that he's very athletic, he's good in the air, and he's somebody who Leeds could definitely look at to complement what we currently have in attack. Now, he doesn't play in any other positions. He is an out-and-out striker, and his contract expires on June 30th, 2026. So, because he's got 1 year left on his deal, and he currently hasn't signed a new one, you can always get a bit of a cut price in those aspects. If Fulham get him to sign a new deal, I don't think we've got a shot. I don't think we've got a chance at all. But if he doesn't sign a new deal and it rolls over June 30th, he's got 1 year left on his deal. Fulham are going to be like, we want some compensation. We don't want to lose him on a free in January. So that is when Leeds might be able to get a cut price, which again comes into this kind of clever recruitment. Now, maybe we're giving Leeds more credit than they deserve, but I think it is the type of thing where you would say, do you know what? That's actually clever recruitment, because you know that you're going to be able to get him for less money than perhaps what he's actually worth, because Fulham aren't going to be willing to lose out on all that money. His value only recently kind of went up that high to transfer marks once he's had this kind of successful season in the Premier League. So he's somebody who Leeds would potentially be able to get for a decent price, bring in, that could definitely complement what Joel Peru does. It means that we could potentially offload Patrick Bamford, and if we can offload Mateo Joseph for 10 million and offset the price of somebody like Rodrigo Muniz, you've got two strikers then who are really, really decent for the Premier League. And I think Leeds would be bringing another Brazilian in. People might be expecting the same sort of things that we got from Rafinha, but I don't think we get that. I think you get more of a classic centre-forward kind of role from Rodrigo Muniz. I think sometimes you expect Brazilians to have that kind of that flair and stuff, but his progressive carries is only 0.56 per 90, puts him in the 14th percentile. His successful take-ons only 0.56 per 90, which puts him in the 47th percentile. So he's below average for that, and I do think he's the type of player who is more of a classic out-and-out centre-forward. He will get in the box and he will finish things, despite the kind of stereotype of a Brazilian footballer. So I think it's a no-brainer to try to at least make a bid for somebody like Rodrigo Muniz. Fulham might say, no, we want to keep hold of him, but I think it's definitely worth trying to do that. I think he's somebody who would really, really complement what we already have in terms of the playing style as well, the way that he drifts into those positions that we like. The fact that he's more of a classic centre forward allows then him to kind of have that hold up play, and it allows those players to get in and around him. The players like Nonto, say, cutting in from the right, Ramazani from the left or whatever, cutting into those half spaces, because he's good in the air, he can also win the flick-ons to try and get the ball into the box. It gives you kind of another element of play that you can use going forward. But primarily for me, I think it's his efficiency, his finishing ability. I don't think it's something that we've had it from Joel Peru this season, but even Joel Peru could have finished more chances than he did. And so I think somebody like Rodrigo Muniz, who you can bring off the bench or start and bring Joel Peru off the bench, I think you've got great options then in attack, and I'd be very excited about signing somebody like him. You might say, oh, it's not the most glamorous thing in the world, he's not that proven, but I think in terms of intelligent signings, if you are going to sign someone who's already in the Premier League, I think it should be somebody like Rodrigo Muniz from Fulham. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, of course. Look, before we finish as well, his wage is only $7,500 a week, given his kind of current rise to first teamdom. But I think Leeds would obviously have to up that, but it wouldn't be a massive outlay for Leeds, so that would be good as well. But anyway, let me know what you think of Rodrigo Muniz down below. Thanks for watching Leeds Lately, and I'll see you in the next one.